Good morning, class, and welcome. It is Tuesday, 9 o'clock in the morning. It is time for PLAR History and Geography. PLAR History and Geography, the social study component of PLAR. Today, we are starting a brand new term. This is term now 1B. Term 1B. We will be together for the next 9 weeks, so up until January, up until the new year. So we're together for the next 9 weeks as we look at history and geography once again. So to all new students who are starting this term, welcome. And to all our returning students from last term and before, welcome back. Uh, Reminder to all returning students, just continue where you left off in terms of PLAR. Okay, you do not have to resubmit any assignments or we need to reapply or anything. Just continue where you left off, even from last year, last term, or before. Okay, but for new students, again, welcome. Hopefully you have all your packages and textbook and workbook and as we navigate through this course. Again, my name is Jonathan. I am your teacher for this course, PLAR History and Geography. We're here live right now at WASA in Silico. Again, reminder, this is a brand new term, term 1B, and we're together for the next 9 weeks. So our goal for today is simply just to go over your study guide, and hopefully everyone has that package, the course outline, the course syllabus, some expectation that you can expect throughout this course. Again, nothing has really changed. If you have been with me uh, in previous terms or even last year, you should have a clear understanding of what to expect. But again, today our goal is to just go over the course study guide, outline, and syllabus, and go over any expectations. So simply how you can listen and how you can participate, very, very simple. You can just simply call the WASA studio at your learning center or even at home if you want to listen and participate, ask questions, and engage with myself and other classmates. Again, just simply call the WASA studio either at the learning center or at home. That way you can listen, hear, and see what I'm posting on my screen. To get in touch with me, your teacher Jonathan, same as always. This will never change. Simply just call my office at the WASA office in Silico, extension 2221, or just ask for Jonathan. If you're in town, feel free to stop by the WASA studio or WASA office located on Front Street. My cell number is on the screen. Again, if any questions or any difficulties, feel free to give me a shout in the evenings or even on weekends. Again, if I'm not there, this goes for my office as well. Just leave a message with your name, number, and your concern, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Again, my email is on the screen. So if anyone has an email account, you can always email me at jho@nnec.on.ca. Again, if you have any questions or comments or concerns with your course. Again, fax, that's more for your DC for when they fax and scan your assignments. Okay, so with that being said, once you have completed an assignment or a lesson or the course, just get your DC to scan it, fax it to me. That way I can mark it, give you feedback, and move on from there. Facebook, social media. I am usually on Facebook here and there. My name is Jho Wasa, so capital J, capital Ho Wasa. So again, feel free to add me as a friend for this term or for this course. That way you can see reminders and notes that I have posted on my news feed. You can always inbox me through Facebook as well if you have any questions in regards to this course as well. So again, phone call, email, Facebook, whatever works best for you. Okay? Any questions in regards to how you can get a hold of me? Again, pretty standard, pretty straightforward. Nothing has changed. Again, phone call, leave a message, email, and Facebook. Since we're starting a brand new term, which means that last term has now been all uploaded onto our archive page. So I will show that to the class maybe in a little bit. And same thing goes for my YouTube channel as well. So again, any review materials, all of our lessons are recorded and are posted on the archive page. And I do post it onto my YouTube channel at jhowasa as well. That way, if you have missed class or if you want to review any materials, you can always go back at your own time and check that out as well. In regards to my office hours for this term, is pretty consistent. Mondays to Fridays. I'm in office at 8:30 to noon. Then I go have lunch. Then I'm back at 1 till 3:30. So again, at any point during my office hours, just give me a call. I'm usually always there. Okay, so again, that's Monday to Fridays, 8:30 to 12, and 1 till 3:30 in the afternoon. And by the way, that's Central Time. Okay, that's Central Time. Okay. Any questions in regards to any of that in terms of how you can listen and participate in class, how you can get in touch with me, review materials in my office hours. Again, all this is all in your study guide. So again, hopefully when you register and apply for this course, you have received my study guide. Again, if you don't, no problem. Just talk to your DC and they can hopefully get that to you. If not, get in touch with me and I will get that to you ASAP. Okay. So again, all my contact information, all that is all in your study guide. Moving along, as we navigate through the course study guide and syllabus and outline. Course material, pretty standard. For this course, PLAR History and Geography, we have a textbook that's already pre-made. Okay, so we have a textbook that contains lesson 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, your textbook contains all the lessons, all the contents, all the answers are in there. Okay, so in terms of history, lesson 1, 2, and 3. Okay, lesson 1, 2, 3 are history. And then halfway in this course, geography will be lesson 4 and 5. Okay, again, just to note, this is history and geography, the social study component. We basically have two academic discipline subjects into one course. So for the first half of this course, we will looking at history, Canadian history content. Then about halfway throughout this course, we'll switch gears and look at geography. Okay, a lot of materials in a way do overlap. So again, first half is history, second half is geography. So again, keep in mind in terms of what you need. Some students just need history, some students just need geography, and some students just need both. Okay, so just keep in mind in terms of what you need and where the contents are. You will also receive your workbook, okay, your student workbook. Your workbook contains all of your assignments and lessons and questions that you need to complete. Okay, so that goes for history and geography, lesson 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, all of the questions, assignments are in your workbook. So again, please ensure you have your textbook and your workbook. I'll figure out this pen later on. Also, if you have internet access, you can also log on to Smart Bridget. Okay, very extremely helpful. That way you can see my smartboard screen live in class in terms of notes, pictures, and other materials that I am posting. So again, all learning centers should have this on their computers. You can even download Smart Bridget even at home on your tablet or even on your computer or laptop. That way I can see if you have logged in, your name, your community. That way you can type questions. That way you can also ask questions live. That way you can gain control of my screen and even circle or write questions as well. So again, a different form of engagement, highly recommended. So again, hopefully you can download Smart Bridget either at your learning center at home. Uh, that's another way, a form of learning as well. But if you don't have internet access, it is not the end of the world. I do accommodate other means in terms of course materials. I can send you a USB stick with all the lessons, workbook, textbook, absolutely for free. Okay, so keep that in mind. I can get that set up for you. Uh, in terms of the content that we cover in terms of 1A, term 1A last term. So since that's done, I can upload all those lessons, notes, and send it to you on a USB stick absolutely for free. That way you don't have to rely on the archive, my YouTube channel, if internet is not always consistently working. So again, keep that in mind. If you want that, perfect, let me know, and I can get that to you. Okay. The only way I know if you want it is simply to ask. Okay. So if you want it, let me know, and I will set that up for you. Questions on the workbook, textbook, and reading materials? Again, keep in mind that you're not always limited to your textbook. Feel free to do additional research, either other sources, internet sources, textbooks, books. Okay, uh, great research skills. Another way to expand your knowledge and understanding as well. Okay, so just keep that in mind as well. Attendance. I noticed that we don't have any callers right now. Anyone logged on? I know it's still super early to some. It's only 11 past 9 here in Lookout Central Time, and just 10-ish Eastern Time. But students are expected to attend every class. I know this is a big commitment, but in terms of attendance wise, hopefully you are expected to come to class every time. Okay. But again, I do understand that we have other commitments, work, family, and other things going on in our lives. So that's why we have the archive, my YouTube channel, the USB stick, other ways you can still access course materials on your own time. Okay. In terms of class schedule, like always, and I mean always, we're always live on Tuesdays and Thursdays for my course, PLAR History and Geography, with myself, Jonathan. Okay, but in terms of this term, we switched time slots. Again, as you notice, we're no longer in the evenings or back in the mornings. So class are always on every Tuesdays, Thursdays at this time, 9 a.m. Central Time. Okay, for the next 9 weeks. Okay, this is our time slot. We'll always have this slot. Okay, in terms of time. Tuesdays and Thursday. Again, it's there. It hasn't changed ever. It'll always be this way. Okay, unless something happens in terms of I'm traveling or a workshop where I need to switch or cancel class or do a makeup class. I will make those announcements when that happens, but in terms of class schedule for this course, we're live here together every Tuesdays, Thursdays, 9 a.m. Any questions in terms of all that? Awesome. So let's look at what you're actually taking. It's good to know what you're actually taking. And so what is PLAR? Why are you taking PLAR? Okay, PLAR stands for Prior Learning Assessment and Recognition. So basically, Here at WASA, our PLAR program is designed to enable mature students, okay, mature students who are 18 and plus out of high school or school for at least a year and have earned less than 16 credits in terms of grade 9 and grade 10. Okay, so if you have meet those requirements in terms of a mature student, 18 plus, and out of school for at least a year, you can apply for our PLAR program here at WASM. Basically, with PLAR, there are 4 subjects. There's my course, History Geography. There's Bonnie's Math. There's Jovi's Science, and Andrea's English. Okay, so upon successfully completing all 4 sections of PLAR here at WASA, you'll earn up to 16 credits. Okay, 16 credits, which is basically your grade 9 and grade 10 credits. Okay, if you are successful in all 4 components. Okay, so PLAR, prior learning assessment and recognition, is a process of identifying, assessing, and recognizing what a person knows and can do for the purpose of awarding academic credits. Okay, so again, PLAR is really a lot of accommodation, a lot of modified in terms of the curriculum, but prior learning is in everything we do in life. Uh, Again, this course will help you prepare for individual equivalency subject-based assessment tests. Throughout this course, you will develop the skills necessary to improve your English grammar and writing skills in terms of literacy. Okay, this is our main focus. Okay, uh, in terms of history and geography, we're not always looking at necessarily the collection of facts, data, and evidence. If we are, we might as well just be stamp collecting, but we're always trying to improve our literacy skills, whether it's reading, writing, or communication. That way you can better articulate your thinking, knowledge, and content. And hopefully, throughout this course, as we look at the contents, you can make that connection in terms of your own personal lives and within your community. Okay, so again, keep that in mind. It's not necessarily about the facts, the content, but it's more about improving our writing skills or reading skills and making that self connection to the content, how we see ourselves within the context, within the world as well. So, in terms of assignments, there are 8 assignments for both sections, which means that for my course, History Geography, there are 16 assignments in all. Okay, 16 assignments. So, history, there are 8 assignments. We're looking at Canadian history since the 1900s or the 20th century till modern day or present time. Okay, that's the focus of this course. When looking at history, you will have a broad survey of Canadian history starting from 1900s, where as a class together, we will explore social, political, military, economic, and cultural perspectives. We will also examine political struggles and development, Aboriginal claims and conflicts, immigration, social reforms, regionalism, gender, modernization, and multiculturalism, and address topics such as overseas conflict, different wars, the Great Depression, constitutional adjustment, and Canada's changing place in the world. So again, lots of factors, topics, and issues, developments that we will be discussing. So again, we'll be looking at in the early 1900s. Then we move in a by decade format where we look at World War One, 1920s to 30s, the Second World War, what happened after the Second World War, the Quiet Revolution, what happened in Quebec, the Canada Act, and a bit of NAFTA. Okay, again, always looking in terms of social, political, military, economic issues as well, relating to Canada and and internationally and globally as well. Okay, so lots of topics that we'll be looking at in terms of history. Very, very exciting. Very, very exciting. But in terms of geography, once we get there, we will be looking at economics, resource management, Canadian geography landscape, current topics, controversial topics such as global warming and climate change, as well as preservation and conservations, latitude, longitude as well. So human geography, physical geography. Okay. Please note that each assignment have different values. Some are bigger than others. Some has more questions than others, but we all need to complete all assignments before you can write the tests. Okay. So keep that in mind, class, that you need to attempt all assignments. Okay, you cannot skip anything. You must at least attempt all questions on all assignments and lessons. Okay, you don't have to get perfect. Okay, you need to at least demonstrate to me that you're, so that I can see and know that you're ready to write the tests in terms of your understanding, not necessarily on the content and facts, but how you articulate your answers in terms of details and supporting evidence. Course calendar I posted up here. Again, note we are here for next 9 weeks. Each week we will, depending on the lesson, we'll start a new topic, give or take. So note that this week and next week, our goal is to go through lesson 1. By week 3, we'll tackle lesson 2. Same for week 4. Week 5, we'll look at lesson number 3. Okay, very short lesson, so I only have 1 week for that. And then about halfway through week 5 or the beginning of week 6, we'll switch gears to look at geography, starting with lesson 4. Again, very short lesson, so that should only take us 2 classes or a week. Then we'll wrap up the course, week 8, 9, and 7, 8, 9, where we look at lesson 5. Lesson 5 is a huge topic in terms of geography, so we'll probably spend about 3 weeks, give or take, on that. Okay, so again, this is just a rough mapping of what our course schedule, units, lessons will look like, give or take. Again, there will be some changes to that, but just keep that in mind. Again, note that some lessons are bigger than others. Same things for your assignments. So let's go over some expectation as a student. Yes, you as a student. Okay. So as a student here at WASA, there are some expectations. You are expected to be motivated. Okay. Have fun in terms of your learning as we go through this course. Okay. Be self-directed. Okay. Take responsibility and initiative to complete all assignments and lessons as quickly as you can, so that we can move on, or so that you can move on in terms of different courses, in terms of obtaining more credits. Okay, so be motivated. Let's have fun. Let's make this course and this term engaging, for myself and for the class as well. Keep in mind that this is your course. Okay, so any feedback, anything you want to see or change, just let me know, and hopefully we'll modify and accommodate it as well. Okay, come to class and participate by radio, phone call, online, as much as you can. Okay. Again, hopefully everyone come to class every single time. I know that will be unlikely, but that's okay. But come to class as much as you can, participate, listen, ask questions. This all goes towards assessment for learning, assessment as learning as well. So keep that in mind. Again, you are responsible for your learning. Okay, you guys are mature students, mainly independent learners. My role as a teacher is just to guide. Okay, I'm just a guide, but the responsibility and onus is placed on the students. Also, seek assistance and help when required. Okay, I am here. I'm always here. Okay, that is my role. I'm here as a guide. I'm here to help you be successful. Okay, I want all my students to be successful, and I know you can be successful. So, if you are stuck, need help, need assistance in terms of your course materials, just let me know. Okay, just let me know. I'm one phone call away, one email, one Facebook message away in terms of getting help. Don't be discouraged. Okay, I'm always here to help. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Okay, these are your expectation as a student. Okay. More expectation when we're in class live on air. Since we're live on air, there's some protocols that we need to address. So when you're in class, hopefully you can tell me your name and your community. So when you call in or when you're online, just tell me your name and your community. Again, I have hundreds and hundreds of students from all different communities. Okay, sometimes I'll recognize your voice. If you come to class on a regular basis, I will definitely learn your name. But for those students, again, there's so many of you. Just tell me your name and your community that you're from when you're calling in and in class. That way I can jot your name down, make note that you're active, and this will go towards your participation marks in terms of oral communication, in terms of assessment as learning. At any point throughout my course, at any time, feel free to ask any questions at any time. Okay, again, this is your course. Ask questions. Question is a very important skill and strategy in terms of learning. Okay, again, I don't know if you need help or you don't have any questions. Okay, so you can either speak into your microphone and ask a question live in class so that we can all hear and engage. You can simply write your questions if you're on the Smart Bridget by writing it, by just gaining control of the screen, or you can type out your questions as well. So again, many ways you can ask questions and engage as well. Hopefully when we're in class, we're focusing and paying attention. Okay. No profound language. I know that won't be any problems. Or you can simply just listen. Okay, so log on, call in, and just listen. And that will definitely go a long way. So again, very important, just let me know your name and your community when you're in class so I know that you're active and you're here in class participating. Okay? Questions? Again, these are all same from last year, same from last term. Nothing has changed. In terms of your workbook and your textbook, all the content and questions are exactly the same. Okay, nothing has been changed in terms except for our class time and slightly my office hours. Other than that, everything is exactly the same. That's why just continue where you left off. Don't need to resubmit anything. Continue where I left off. Continue to work on these assignments and get them to me as soon as you can. Alright, we're almost done looking at the course study guide, outline, and syllabus. We're almost there. Just a couple more slides, and then we'll talk about other topics. So next slide I have on my screen is called writing expectations for assignments. Okay, writing expectation for your assignments. Otherwise, I like to call this known as your success criteria. Okay, your success criteria. What does that mean? This is kind of like your checklist, your self-assessment. Okay, let's write that out. Okay, it's just like your checklist. Okay, so every time you submit a lesson or assignment, go through these success criteria. Okay, if you nail all these points, you'll always be successful. Why? Because this is your success criteria. Okay, so be clear and be precise. So every time you submit your assignments and lesson, go through it to make sure that you're clear and you're precise in terms of what you're articulating. Use full, complete sentences, well-structured sentences as well. Okay, full, complete, well-structured sentences. Okay, so no jot notes. Okay, making sure we're using comma, periods, uh, capitalize if we have to, but full, complete sentences. Okay, remember we're always trying to improve our literacy skills. Very, very important. Okay, our literacy skills. Detailed answers when supporting with supporting facts and evidence. Okay, so make sure your answers are detailed and it use supporting facts and evidence from your textbooks or from that event or issue. No slang or short term, so no happy face, no LOL, none of these slang or other things that I may not even know. So again, going back in terms of full sentences, uh, improving our literacy skills. Check for spelling and grammar. Okay, so make sure you spelled all the names and other events correctly. Check for grammar. Again, comma, periods, and other grammar punctuations as well. If you're unsure, use a dictionary, Google it, use spell check if you're typing your answers, uh, ask the DC to read over your answers, ask a fellow classmate to check over your work. Okay, all that will definitely help. And write neatly and legibly. Again, if you're writing and I can't read it, I can't mark it. Okay, so again, make sure you write neatly and legibly as well. Again, all this is your success criteria for your assignments. Okay, so every time you're done a lesson or assignment, go through these success criteria to make sure you have nailed all the points. And if you have, you certainly will do well on your assignments. Okay. Any questions in terms of your success criteria or your writing expectation for assignments? Again, this is just some of my points that I have listed. It is not set in stone. We can always change it and modify it. So if you have any suggestions and want to add something or we think should be important, we can always add it. Okay, we can always add it. But mainly, again, be clear, be precise, full complete sentences, well structured, detailed answers, check for spelling and grammar, and write neatly. Again, you can always type out the answers as well. Okay, you don't always have to write it out. Okay, I'm really flexible and I will accommodate as well, so just keep that in mind. Okay, so your success criteria, your self-reflection, self-assessment, boom, right there. Again, also have again, if you need help, cannot stress this and emphasize this enough. If you need help, please let me know. I'm here to help. Okay. Remember, all assignments must be completed and attempted before you can write your test or your exam. Again, you don't have to get perfect. Okay, that's not our goal. Our goal is to demonstrate that we're able to articulate our thinking, understanding, our inquiry skills, not just necessarily the facts and evidence. Okay, so keep that in mind. So again, all assignments must be completed. All questions must be at least attempted before you can write the test. Okay, so I will let you know when I give you the green light in terms of when you can write your tests or when you're eligible to write your test or exam. Okay, questions on that? So speaking of your test and exam, let's talk about that. Again, keep in mind that we have a broad range of students. We have new students, old students, return students. We all have we're all at different stages in our learning at the moment. Okay, some students are halfway through this course. Some students are starting brand new. Some students are continuing from other terms and years. Some students are even taking more than one courses. And I know that is a lot, and I will also take that into account as well in terms of your busy lives. So just keep that in mind, okay? So we're not going to all write the test and exam at the same time. It just varies in terms of our point of learning. So your test and exam, don't feel stressed out, but once all assignments are completed and attempted, I will give you the green lights. You will then be eligible to write your tests and your exam. Once we're at this point, talk to your DUC, schedule a time that works best for them. Then I will email or fax the test over. That way your DC at your learning center will have it so that you can write it. So your tests and your exam is basically your assessment of learning. Okay, a fancy term that we now use in terms of the curriculum and your growing success document, but this is known as your assessment of learning. How you can demonstrate what you have learned throughout the course into this final assessment. Keep in mind that you're always being assessed. Okay, this is not just one factor, but you're always being assessed. Okay. So the test or exam, whatever you want to call it, again, I don't even like to use the word tests or exam. I just like to call it your assessment of learning. Okay, that's stressful. So each test is an hour long. You have 2 hours if you're doing both sections. So for each subject, there is a test. It is a closed book, which means that you cannot use any notes or any materials. It is supervised by your DEC at your learning center, which means that your tests and your exam is written at your learning center. Okay. If you're in town here in Stulakout, we can make that arrangement with myself, and you can simply just stop by the WASA office on Front Street, and you can get that done there. No use of mobile device. Again, pretty standard across the board, and it is a pass or fail situation, which means that all you need technically is 50% on your final assessment to get your credit. However, if you're unsuccessful the first time, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. You do have a second opportunity to write it, and then we'll go from there. Okay, but again, there shouldn't be any problems. I will have a good indication when you're ready and eligible to write your test, so there shouldn't be any problems anyways, okay? But if there is, no big deal. I'll simply ask you to, get more practice, and then we'll do it a second time, and then hopefully we'll be successful then. Okay, and then once that all is done, you'll get your credits. We'll update your transcript and go from there. Okay, any questions? Again, the same process is pretty standard and the same for all PLAR courses. Okay, all the same. I think this is the last slide in terms of what we need to really talk about. Academic dishonesty, okay, academic dishonesty or plagiarism. There's a little section in your study guide that talks about this, but it basically means academic dishonesty, basically mean plagiarism or cheating. Okay, so if I notice that you're somehow cheating or copying someone else's work or submitting work that's not yours, and trust me, as teachers, we know, so don't even think about trying. So again, if you're submitting work that's not yours, or you're cheating somehow, and I know, and the work is not yours, we'll know, and simply, I will not mark it. Okay, you will not get a zero on it. Okay, because I don't believe on handing out zeros, because that doesn't do anything. So I'll just simply ask you to redo it. Okay, or resubmit the work. Okay, so if there's a assignment or lesson or question that I think that that's not really yours or your work that you're putting into, I'll simply just not mark it. It will go as incomplete, okay, which doesn't really mean anything. And I'll simply just ask you to redo the question, okay? So it's pretty straightforward, okay? So let's avoid the situation, um, because we don't want to get into this any of these mess, okay? Again, plagiarism is any ideas of authors or speakers or ideas of words, phrase, sentences, table, or illustrations of another author or speaker incorporated in the body of an assignment of the writer's own without quotation or reference, footnote, or endnotes, or etc. Okay, so basically, if you're using a different source, like a source online, and you simply just copy it word for word, that is academic dishonesty, that is cheating, that is plagiarism. Okay. Um, Same goes for your textbook. Okay, so when you're submitting your assignments, don't just copy sentence for sentence, paragraph for paragraph in your textbook. Okay, put it into your own words. I know the answers are there. Feel free to use it. That's why it's there. But again, don't just copy out the whole paragraph and submit it. Okay, it doesn't demonstrate to me anything. It doesn't demonstrate your inquiry skills, your thinking skills, your critical thinking knowledge. Okay, so again, answers are there in your textbook. Use it, but put it into your own words. That's what I'm trying to emphasize. Okay, again, if you're not sure, just let me know, send me a little sample, and I will direct you or guide you in terms of you're in the right direction. Okay, remember, I'm here as a guide, as a resource. I'm here for help. Okay, that's my role as an educator, as a teacher. But again, most of the learning is on the students. The responsibility is on you. Remember, I'm just here as a guide as well. And I think that is it in terms of your study guide. The next couple slides I have on my screen just simply illustrates how you can log on to Smart Bridget, access the archive page, and whatnot. So let's do that really quickly before we call it a class. So open up the browser and go to our homepage, which is nnec.on.ca. Again, all these instructions are in your study guide, but we're just gonna go over it very, very quickly. So once you're on this homepage of ours, at the very, very top, you'll see different tabs. Okay, you'll see one that says Warsaw Distance Education. Okay, so you put your mouse over top of it, you'll get more tabs. Look at that. Okay, you'll see archive classes and Bridget. So to access the archive page, you want to click on archive classes. And it will take you to this page. Okay, it's broken up into different terms. So since term 1A is completed, you can click on it. you can find my class, my name, my course, PLAR History Geography, Jonathan, and you can click on it and it'll take you to this page where you can click on each class that we did last term. You can listen to it um, and learn that way as well if you want additional resources as well. Okay, so same thing will happen for this term. Just go under term 1B. So say you have missed today's class, it's okay. Just go back to the archive page. You'll click on Tuesday or Thursday at my class, and eventually it will be uploaded. You can click on it, download it, listen to it, and learn that way as well. Okay, so that's how you can access the archive page, and that goes towards all courses and teachers as well. Okay, very simple, very effective. Hopefully students are taking advantage of that. Next, back to this homepage. Once again, on the Wausau Distance Ed, you'll see Bridget. So you can download Bridget at home, like I said, on your computer, tablet, or whatnot, and then you can still have access to come to class live from the comfort of your home. So you don't necessarily have to go to your learning center if it's not open or whatnot. But I highly recommend going to your learning center and logging on to Smart Bridget. If you can't make it there, like I said, you can always download it at home. So again, you'll click on this giant green button that says download the software, download it, and then you can come to class online. Okay, that way it'll take you to this thing over here. You'll log on. I'll see who's there, which community. That way you can see what I'm posting on my screen as well. Very cool, very neat and awesome. And again, hopefully everyone is taking advantage of that. Finally, I'm going to talk about learning skills and your learning habits. This is completely different from your expectations from the curriculum. Again, this is PLAR. This is not necessarily like an actual course, I would say, in the curriculum. It's slightly modified and accommodated, but some of the contents, learning goals, and expectation do reflect some of the curriculum in terms of grade 10 history and grade 9 geography. Okay, so basically your learning skills, this little rubric is like, again, another self-reflection, self-guide that you can use to assess your own learning. So again, you always want to aim for excellence, not aim for improvement, of course. So again, there's different categories on the left-hand column, such as responsibility, organization, independent work, collaboration, initiative, and self-regulation. Okay, so again, have a look at it. Again, it's in your study guide. When I give you feedback in terms of your assignments, I will be also assessing you in terms of your learning skills based on this rubric. So basically, have you completed all homework or assigned work on time? Have you used the course materials? Are you coming to class? Are you following instructions without any help? Meeting deadlines? Are you sharing your ideas and knowledge with other colleagues and classmates? Are you able to problem solve when there's a problem? Are you able to, time management, plan ahead, seek for help, ask for help when you need help, and other factors as well? Okay, so again, very important in terms of just overall skills, in terms of our learning skills and learning habits as well. Okay, so keep that in mind. Uh, it is a huge component, but just something to keep in mind. Learning skills, learning habits, and such. Okay. Are there any questions that we talked about in terms of today's class? I know we just went over the course study guide syllabus, which is basically the same throughout. But again, it's very important that we go over it in terms of our new students and just to get a refresher in terms of our expectation content-wise that we'll be looking at. So before we end today's class, I'm just going to pose a question so that's something you can think about. Okay. So what do you know about Canadian history? Okay, so we'll start in the course off looking at history, but what do you know about Canadian history? And what do you want to learn about Canadian history? So two key words here. So what do you know about Canadian history? And what do you want to learn about Canadian history? Okay, think about that for a moment. Feel free to jot down your response. Hopefully next class here on Thursday, we can go over some of your questions in terms of what you know about Canadian history. Do you know lots? Do you know very little? Do you know certain topics, events, individual? What is Canadian history? What is history? Okay. Okay, why are you taking this course, for example? Okay, what do you know about Canadian history? And what do you want to learn about Canadian history? Okay, any wonders, any questions? Um, maybe I have the answers, maybe I don't have the answers. Maybe we can explore the topic, or maybe you can find the answer in terms of what you want to learn. Okay, so again, what do you know about Canadian history, and what do you want to learn about Canadian history? I'll leave it at that for today. So next class. Hopefully we'll have students here with us. On Thursday, same time slot, same place. We'll start lesson number 1. Okay, lesson number 1. And our learning goals for lesson number 1, let's quickly look at that. Okay, we'll be looking at lesson number 1. This will be our learning goal for next class. Okay, so basically your learning goals are what is basically your expectation of what you will be able to understand at the end of the lesson. So to understand Wilfrid Laurier's goal, to understand the challenges immigrants encounter, and to understand what women's life at work or at home were like. Okay, so those are our main focus for next class. We'll tackle these issues starting from the very top in terms of lesson 1, assignment 1 questions, and go from there. But in the meantime, continue to work on your assignments. Please do. If you have any questions, you know where to find me, you know where to contact me. I'll leave it at that for today. And I will see everyone